Hello, my name is Terry. I am a home inspector with Bent Nail Home Inspections, and I want to first and foremost thank you for choosing us to do this inspection for you at this property. What I'm going to be doing right now is a video walkthrough of the pictures I took during the inspection. I take a lot of pictures when I do an inspection, so I will be forwarding through probably a number of them because they're just general pictures of things that I saw. I like to kind of keep a photo record of where I've been and what I've seen. So if I fast forward through some things, I don't want you to be concerned because they're just general pictures and they don't really have any specific issues. So let's go ahead and begin. It was a nice clear day. Here's a shot of the front of the home. Some other angles, getting the water meters. The sidewalk was in good shape. A little deterioration. This is where the sidewalk meets the driveway. Ideally, get that sealed to prevent further damage. More shots of the driveway. Driveway actually in really good shape. You have this gutter that is draining right onto the driveway. You can see where you've got some minor damage to the concrete. Ideally, you wouldn't have this draining onto the concrete. In this particular situation, it would go into maybe an underground drain. Because you could put a splash block there, but that would just move the damage you see down a little bit farther. So just wanted to make it known to you that downspouts draining down onto the concrete are going to cause moisture damage over time. We did have a minor crack here over on the right side of the driveway. I recommend sealing those cracks to prevent them from getting worse. Another shot of a different downspout that's draining onto the concrete. Some of the stone siding around the front of the house, we had some minor cracking. These are pretty typical, but it's just a matter of sealing them up to prevent them from getting worse. Some more cracked grout, a little bit more. A little bit more. So they were just in multiple areas around the front of the house. Here's looking towards the front, the little water feature they have installed. You do have Christmas light outlets. The switch to turn these on is actually located in a hall closet on the left side of the home. I'll have a picture of that here in just a little bit. Some of the drains do go down into an underground drain. I'm not sure exactly where that drains to, but appears to be effective. Power is looking good. Everything outside wired correctly. Water pressure right where it needs to be. So you guys are looking good there. Some of the foundation vents were at or below ground level. So ideally you'd want to put in a vent guard. Looks like a little window well, just to prevent water from getting into the crawl space. While I was in the crawl space, I didn't see any evidence of active moisture intrusion. But just know that some effort should be made to protect these from that possibility. This is the gate on the right side. This outside edge rubs on the concrete. I don't know if there's really any easy way to, it's a vinyl fence and it flexes a bit. So, maybe some adjustments to the hinges to not have that drag so much on the ground. Power, this is the meter. It's over on the right side. Looking good. This is the ground. So you do have a grounded system. Gas meter. I recommend that you seal the opening here around the pipe for the gas. All penetrations through the siding should be sealed just to prevent moisture from getting back in there, getting behind the siding, and causing damage. Looking down the side of the house now. A little more water draining down onto the concrete. You can see you've got some minor damage here. The condenser unit for your AC. Everything's looking good there. Water heater. Had a little 50 amp GFCI breaker here. Took the panel off. Everything looked good. Yeah, this is what I was talking about with the vent guards for your foundation vents. So if you install those on any others that are at or below ground level, that would be good. Here you can see how the water from the downspout is damaging the ground beneath it. In this case, a splash block or one of those extending corrugated tubes would be ideal to divert that water away and into the yard. There's a gas line next to the patio for a barbecue. Patio is looking to be in good shape. They do have a small dog door here. Looking down the left side of the home. Yeah, just a lot of the foundation vents that were down kind of low. These are some of the valves for your sprinklers. You've got 2 here, and then you've got 3 more over in the back of the house, which we'll get to in just a sec. Sprinklers were tested, ran just fine. This is the shutoff valve for your irrigation, so it's not city water, but irrigation for your sprinklers. Fence was in good shape, didn't see any damage to any of the panels. It's a vinyl material. This is a shot of the condenser working for your AC. Gutters were in good shape, just some minor grit erosion, little pieces of the rough material of the roofing that is accumulated in the gutter. Just looking at all the different vents coming out of the roofing material, everything looked to be in good shape. Yeah, it's a brand new roof. This architectural material has a typical lifespan of 25 to 30 years, depending on maintenance. Okay, this is one of the flues for the one of the furnaces. This storm collar down here at the bottom needs to be caulked. This prevents rainwater from running down the flue into the attic spaces. So we'll need to get some caulk on that. This Skylight is installed correctly. We had a little bit of extra caulk down here. Wasn't able to see any evidence of damage below that. So this goes down into the laundry room. Provides some nice light down there. This here is your laundry vent. It's up on the roof. You're going to need to clean these on an annual basis. Thus far, I don't see a lot of lint accumulation. So just know if you have a roof or a dryer vent up on the roof, you're going to have to get some regular cleaning done. This is the other flue for the heater in the garage. Again, that storm collar is not caulked, so we'll need to get that done. Moving on to the electrical. Panels located in the garage. Everything looks nice and clean in there. Looks properly wired. All the breakers were secure. Didn't see any scorch marks. Everything looked good. This is the 50 amp breaker that goes out to the hot tub. There is an RV plug out in the garage, the RV garage. Sorry about the blurry stuff here. I ended up having to restart my camera. Looking in the laundry room, just checking. Anytime you're within 6 feet of a water source, you should have a GFCI protected outlet, and this does. The house is piped for central vac, although there's not an actual central vac installed. So that's certainly something you can do in the future. All right, now we're just going to go through the doors. This is the door to the garage. Just some minor damage where the latch bolt is kind of striking the trim as the door closes. But yeah, doors all appear to be in great shape. Yeah, no, the doors were in good shape. They opened and closed properly. The latches were good. They closed securely. This is that hall closet where the switch is for your Christmas lights. So you can turn those on and off easily from in here. Around the windows, around the bottom edges, some of the caulking needs to be touched up. If you have the window open and it's raining and you get water here on the sill, you could get water in these cracks that can cause damage. So, just a little maintenance item, get those caulked. See, this was in the master bedroom, I believe the right-hand window. This window, something's off with the spring over on this side. When you're opening and closing, it's not opening properly. So just some adjustment needed there. Maybe the spring is loose. Water temperature is taken in a bathroom sink. That's plenty hot. This is in the hall bath. This is a loose toilet tank. They just need to tighten that up. There's a couple of screws here on the bottom that you can tighten up. A loose tank can lead to leaks in the future, so I want to get that taken care of. All the sinks were run, no leaks detected in the drains. With the shower, they just had one little hole that wasn't spraying properly. Might just be some sediment, needs to be cleaned. This is under the kitchen sink. Everything looks good. Dishwasher. Ran a full cycle, just showing that we had some moisture in there. This is underneath the dishwasher. As you can see, everything looks nice and dry, so no leaks there. Refrigerator. This is the sink in the laundry room. Works just fine. No leaks detected. Oh yeah, let me go back. This is that skylight that we saw, or the solar tube that we saw up above. Everything looks good there. Dryer vent. Okay, now we're in the master bathroom. Shower looked good. When I was down below, I didn't see any evidence of leaking from the shower drain. Oh yeah, 2 shower heads. The one that's closest to the opening has, you can kind of see it a little bit here, has one jet that is jetting sideways. So when I turned the shower on and it was peeking around the corner, I kind of got a shot of water right in the face. So again, probably just some sediment, needs to be cleaned. Looking at the mechanical, this is for the water heater. Everything was looking proper, free of rust. Thermostat. Now the one question that I had, not question but concern, was that in the burn chamber for the water heater, the flames were really yellow. That's usually an indication that there's insufficient amount of air or oxygen for the fire to burn properly. So my suggestion is that we get a plumber in to take a look at that and just making sure that this water heater is getting everything that it needs. It is plumbed for the future installation of a water softener, if that's something you guys want to do. Yeah, there we go. Restarted my camera. This is the water heater and the furnace right next to each other. Up here on top is the filter cabinet. So when you want to change your filter, you just have to get a little step stool to get up there. That's the thermostat. Airflow coming out of the vents is decent. This was the temperature of the air coming out of the vent when the AC was running. Looking good there. Ducts look nice and clean. These are the flames. You got a nice blue color on that. Things are looking good when the heat is running. This is the thermostat for the heater in the garage. It's located up there. Everything looked good as far as the installation goes. And that was the heat that was coming out of it when it was run. So we're looking good there. Inside the house, this was the temperature reading as the heater was going. So that's the temperature of the air coming out of the vents. Okay, looking at the kitchen. You've got this nice little water feature over the stove. So if you have a pot of spaghetti or something you're trying to cook, you can just put the pot on the stove and run the water right from that spigot. It's a great feature in the kitchen. Burners worked fine. Both ovens heated up under the bake cycle and the broil cycle, so everything's looking good there. Microwave, I have a little tester that lets me know that the microwave is working. There you go, it lights up red. So we're looking good on the microwave. Looking at the doors for the ovens, the glass is in good shape. Here's the island with the sink and the dishwasher. Living room, fireplace is in good shape. Kind of hard to see, but the flames were working here. Once it gets up to a certain temperature, then the fan kicks in. Normal operation was observed. Yeah, here's the ovens for the broil. Now we're looking in the garage. Beautiful garage. They've done epoxy on the floor. Everything looked good there. Okay, now we're getting up into the attic. We had a lot of this blown fiberglass insulation, 14 to 16 inches. There has been a lot of traffic through there, so some of the areas are matted down. But beyond that, the insulation looks adequate for the size of the home. All the wood trusses were in good shape. Didn't see any evidence of splits in the trusses, and then the sheathing, didn't see any evidence of moisture intrusion. Okay, this is in the garage. This is the outlet for the central vac, if you want to install that. Main water shutoff is just inside the crawl space hatch. On the left side bedroom, it's in the closet. Recommend that you cycle that once a year, just to keep the lever from locking up. Things looking nice and dry down on the crawl space. We had one notched, let's see if I can, yeah, we had one notched floor and joist in the hall bath on, no, I'm sorry, this is the master bath underneath the tub. Ideally, they should support that. Well, it's kind of required. So anytime you notch the top member of that floor joist, you need to add additional support for that area, and there was not at this location. So I'm going to definitely call that out so that they can get that taken care of. Yeah, it's a little better picture of that. Had a couple areas in the crawl space where the insulation has fallen down. Just needs to be put back up. This is the main water supply as it comes out of the ground. It's a black plastic that transitions into PEX. Everything looked proper. Okay, so this is the master closet. Just had some weird, they're not scratches, it's like a marker or something on the back. Here's the filter cabinet for the furnace. This is the size of the filter that goes in there. Filter was nice and clean. The piece of trim underneath the garage door as it goes into the house is just loose. It needs to be secured better. You can see it's kind of flexing out. Running a thermal scan in the house. Everything looked good. Around the outer edges, you tend to see some spots where there's not quite enough insulation, but as the eaves come down, there's just not a lot of space there. So, you know, everything looked good. Yeah, no evidence of moisture underneath any of the plumbing as well. So this brings us to the end of our inspection. More details will be in the report. If you do have any questions or need additional clarification on anything that I've discussed today, don't hesitate to reach out to us. It was a pleasure looking at this house for you, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you so much.